තෙරුවන් සරණයි හැම දිනාටම. Good evening everyone. So first of all, I would like to ask everyone to keep your mobile cell phone to silent mode, or you can switch off. So we are starting paying homage to the Buddha Vandana. Okay, our most venerable Bhante Sirisumana Thera and the staff members, dear students and parents. Now we are starting our end of year certificate awarding ceremony, Dhamma School, Boston Buddhist Vihara Dhamma School. First of all, we are going to observe precepts and pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Please say sadhu 3 times and say namo tassa. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Dutiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Pānātipātā vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādiyāmi. Adinādāna vēramaṇī sikkhapaдаṃ samādiyāmi. Kāmesu miccācārā vēramaṇī sikkhapadaṃ samādiyāmi. Musāvādā vēramaṇī sikkhapadaṃ samādiyāmi. Surāmeraya majjapamā daṭṭhāna vēramaṇī sikkhapadaṃ samādiyāmi. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Homage to the Buddha, homage to the fully enlightened Buddha, Homage to the perfectly enlightened Buddha. Children, let's pay homage to the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha. Let's recite together, okay? Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Itipiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinjacharana sugato lokavido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta Buddho Bhagavati Sakhato Bhagavata Dhammo Sandittiko Akaliko Ehi Opanaiko Pachattang Veditambo Vinyu Supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupatipanno bhagavato Nyayapatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samici Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Daki Anuttarang Punyaketang Lokasa Offering lights Ganasarappadittena Dipena Tamadang Sinati Lokadipang Sambud Pujayami Tamunudang Offering flowers Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma Pujayami muning dasa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena Punyena Labhami mokkhaṃ pupphaṃ milayati yata idam me khayo Offering water Sugandhang sitalang kappang pasanna madurang subhang Paniyamitang bhagava patigannatu uttamang Offering soft drinks Adivasetuno bhante gilana paccayang anukampang upadaya patigannatu Worshipping to the relics and the Bodhi tree Vandhami cetiyang sambhang sambhatani supat Saririkadatu mahabodhing buddharupang sakalang Yassa mule nisingnova sabbhari vijayan Patto sabbang yutang Vande tang bodhipadapang Ime ete mahabodhi loka Aham pite namasami bodhiraja namatute. Transparent merits to the deities and the departed relatives. Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga mait Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka Akasattha cha bummattha devanaga Punyantang anumoditva chirang rakhantu loka Idang me ñātīnaṃ otu sukhita hontu ñātayo Idang me ñātīnaṃ sukhita hontu ñātayo Idang me ñātīnaṃ hotu sukhita Imina punya kammena mame bala satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana pattiya idang me punyang asavakkayavan Sabba dukkha pamuncatu sadhu sadhu sadhu. Meditation. Okay. Please sit comfortably and gently close your eyes. Pay your attention to the breath body. So now you can feel your breathing going in and going out. Anapanasati bhavana. Just relax your body and calm your mind. Let go all other thoughts. Be mindful. Let's share the loving kindness thoughts to everyone. Wishing all be well, happy and peaceful. May I be well, happy and peaceful. May my family members be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May no difficulties come to anyone. May all have happy minds. May my relatives, friends be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to anyone. May no difficulties come to anyone. May all indifferent persons unfriendly persons be well, happy, and peaceful. May all in the United States be well, happy, and peaceful. Visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth, may all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. May all have happy minds. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you. Now you can open your eyes. Yes, now you can sit comfortably how you like, okay? Okay. Most Venerable Bhante Siri Sumana Thera from New York Buddhist Vihara, and my dearest staff members, I'm very happy to see your faces today. It's been a long time, right? Yeah. So, and my dear students, children, and parents. So, all of you know, today is a very special day for our students of the Boston Buddhist Vihara Dhamma School. Today is a happy occasion when we gather to congratulate the students of the Dhamma School, our children and youth, for the vital knowledge and training they have gained. We also thank and appreciate our devoted teachers and parents and the supporters of the NEBV who have made this learning possible. This occasion is an appropriate one for us together to reflect on why parents send the children to the Dhamma school and what knowledge and skills these students aspire to. We live in a world of increasing distractions. Distractions are everywhere, all the time. Little screens, mid-sized screens, gigantic screens. We each create our own world of flickering images devoid of real substance. We each create our own world of flickering images devoid of real substance. We literally screen off our actual world and fit whatever is happening into a virtual world of sounds, pictures, and videos we carry in our pockets. But what is really behind all this distractedness? It is easy to think the relentless external stimuli are the problem, but what we are surrounded by are just phenomena, nothing more. The objects of our world are just there, innocently, just being what they are. Noises are just noises. Sights are just sights. Distraction is the very foundation of ego, the way we protect ourselves against both the pain of life. Letting go of all distraction is the path to enlightenment. The Buddha advised to us to be mindful, focus on whatever we are doing at that moment, stay in the present, and concentrate fully. He taught us to train our mind through techniques such as meditation, which help us investigate and observe the world as it is, full of impermanent phenomena. So this is an example of what you students learn in the Dhamma school that helps you live a calm, balanced life and the ability to make wise choices. You learn the 5 precepts for a moral life about gratefulness, generosity, and wishing all beings in this world to be happy and at peace. We are so fortunate to have the benefit of the Buddha's teaching and hope you practice and share this new found wisdom. Thank you. May the Noble Triple Gem bless you all. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Good afternoon, everyone. Venerable Panasiri, Venerable Sirisumana, our dear students, parents, the families, and our community members, and dear staff. Today we are gathered here to celebrate another successful year at our Dhamma school. So I am warmly welcoming who are gathered here today, who came to attend this ceremony. And also I am warmly welcoming who are attending this event virtually today. When the year 2022 started, the pandemic was not fully over. So therefore, this year also, we started the Dhamma school having the virtual sessions. And when the things are getting better, we started bringing our students to the Dhamma school to have the in-person classes in a specific methodical way, adhering to the health and safety guidelines. We wanted to bring our students back to the Dhamma school to give that temple experience. But same time, we want to be cautious about the health concerns. So we had a roster, and then we bringing one or multiple classes at a time. And in parallel, we continue to have our virtual classroom sessions, especially to have our students who are joining us from out of state to continue to attend the Dhamma school. So this year we were able to have additional events other than just the Dhamma school. To begin with, we had in February, we celebrated the Sri Lankan New Year. And then the main in-person event we had this year is the Vesak ceremony at temple, where all our students came in, observed 8 precepts, and practiced meditation, and attended many other Dhamma activities during that day. Also, this year we had 2 guest speakers. The first one, we had the session by Mrs. Neela Di Soisa. She had a session for our students on the environment and Buddhism, where she showed us good facts on how the climate changes are happening, and how the Lord Buddha and the Buddhism taught us to live in harmony with the environment, how to protect the environment, and as human beings, how we can support this, keeping our environment safe. And then we had another session done by Professor Arjuna Balasurya on robotics. Not just the robotics, but how the sensors used in the robotics or the robots, and then how related to how the human beings, us using our 5 senses. It was a very interesting session we had. So we like to thank both Mrs. D'Souza as well as Professor Balasurya for doing those sessions for our students. We also had a major breakthrough this year on our learning platform. We were trying different ways to share our lesson updates, share homework, and get them done by our students using different methods. And this year, due to the effort from Venerable Pannasiri, as well as from some other individuals who are doing the research and working on it, we finally got the Google Classrooms enabled for Dhamma School. So with that, what we can do is, like most of our students are very familiar with that at their regular schoolwork, so we can share the class content, lesson updates, send assignments, get them back, and then even give feedback and have everything in one platform. So we did the pilot this year, and it was a great success, and then we are going to roll out to the entire Dhamma school from next year. So it's a new thing that we started and going to look forward for keep doing. And then finally we had towards the end of the year, we had the assessments to see how well we have done during the year. And then finally we are gathered here today to celebrate the success of our year 2022 Dhamma School at New England Buddhist Vihara and Meditation Center. So once again, I'm welcoming all of you to celebrate this success of our students, and to have our level 1 session, the speeches. I'm inviting our level 1 teachers and the students. Over to you, Nadisha.
Thank you, Mr. Chaminda, for starting us off. Venerable Pannasiri Swami Nohanse, Venerable Siri Sumana Swami Nohanse, my fellow Dhamma School teachers, dear parents and students, thank you all for gathering to celebrate the end of the year. As Mr. Chaminda mentioned, I teach level 1. My name is Nadisha Silva. This year we adopted a hybrid model at the Dhamma School. Majority of our classes were conducted online. And we had 3 in-person classes at the temple. And as level 1 teachers, our biggest challenge this year, as similar to last year, teaching online, was to keep this young crowd engaged, focused, in the lesson in front of a screen for an hour and 15 minutes. So rather than trying to lecture them, we implemented or we did some interactive activities, such as we played charades, we did show and tell, we played thumbs up and down games, and we did mindfulness activities to keep our students engaged efficiently and to spark an interest in the basis of Buddhism, to learn the basis of Buddhism. And this year, in level 1, we covered a range of topics. We introduced the students to the life of the Buddha, Buddhist symbols, and key concepts in Buddhism, such as the 5 precepts, triple gem, and the 4 immeasurables. And also throughout the year, we practiced loving kindness meditation and did mindfulness activities. And at this level of study, our main focus is for them to have a basic understanding of the key concepts in Buddhism, and more importantly, to know how to use Buddha's teachings in our day-to-day lives to lead a happy life, to become kind and empathetic individuals. So for an example, before we introduced them to the 5 precepts, we talked about the 5 senses, how we use our 5 senses to learn about the world around us. And when we introduced the 5 precepts, students learned that as Buddhists, we practice not to misuse our 5 senses. And then to further that, when we talked about meditation, they learned that how to be mindful of our 5 senses in our daily lives, and how that helps us to avoid conflicts, to make better relationships, and just be happy. And I would like to end with a verse from the Dhammapada that we are all familiar with. Santutti paramang dana. Happiness is the greatest wealth. We do not discuss Pali Canon in level 1. However, our lessons throughout the year revolved around this theme that we must always choose to do good things, always choose to do wholesome things. And doing good deeds makes us happy, and that happiness is the greatest wealth one can possess. So with that note, I would like to offer my gratitude to Venerable Panyasri Swami Wahanse for his invaluable guidance, mentorship, and encouragement. And I would like to thank the level 1 teachers, Ms. Aruni, also Ms. Lalanthi and Ms. Tilini, who helped us earlier in the year. This year was a success thanks to the combined effort of all level 1 teachers. And on behalf of level 1 teachers, I would like to thank administrative staff, Ms. Gaini, who single-handedly handled all admin-related matters, allowing the teachers to have more time to focus on the lessons. Thank you. And thank you to all our Dhamma school teachers for their commitment to the Dhamma school as well. And also a huge thank you to the IT support, Mr. Lasita, who, for your behind-the-scene support you provide. And also, thank you to dear parents for your dedication to the Dhamma school. We appreciate you, and this is time well spent, and rest assured that this is time well spent, and also this is the best investment you can do for your children. So please do continue to send your children to the Dhamma school on a regular basis, and thank you for your support. And last but not least, I would like to thank my level 1 students. You all were amazing, and all level 1 teachers are very proud of you. And I do want to congratulate those of you who will be moving on to level 2 next year. We will miss you, but we have no doubt that you will do great in level 2. And those of you who will be staying with us, we are looking forward to having a great year. And those of you, I do want to welcome those of you who will be joining us next year for the first time. We are very excited to have you. Thank you. I wish all of you a joyful holiday season. May you all be well. Now, I have the privilege of introducing our first speaker of the day. Please welcome Hesara Kulasinghe from level 1.
Hello everyone, my name is Hesara. I'm from level 1 class. I'm here to talk about my Dhamma school. I learned so many things about Buddhisadhu and his teachings, and Gata, how to do kindness meditation, and to be good to others and good manners. I have learned so many things about Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan festivals, Sri Lankan songs and Sri Lankan letters. Our teachers are very kind and helpful to us. Thank you for teaching us these things. Thank you, Buddhist.
Thank you, Hesara. Now I would like to invite Mihika Singhara from level 1 to address the audience.
I'm Mihika Singhara and I'm in level 1 and I learned many things in Buddhism including Triple Gem, about Buddhism from Dhamma school, including Triple Gem, 5 precepts, Buddhist flag, and Gata and Buddhist flag. 5 precepts was very important because it taught me the rules to follow to be a good person. We also did fun activities during the in-person Dhamma classes. Mostly, I liked the day we planted daffodil bulbs after learning about Dhamma seeds. And my dear teachers for teaching Dhamma. Thiruvan Saranai.
Thank you, Mihika. Now I would like to hand over to Ms. Sumedha from level 2 to address the audience.
Thank you, Nandisha. Venerable monks, my dear teachers, dear students and parents, hello everyone. My name is Sumedha and I teach level 2 with Miss Lakmini. First of all, I would like to say, unlike last year, it is so good to see all of you, the students, the teachers, the parents, in one building, not through those tiny windows in Zoom, like we did last year, the last end of year festival. So we are all blessed to witness this moment because of what we went through in the past few years. So I'm here to speak about a little bit about what we did and how we did in level 2. Unlike last year, we got to see many of the kids in person. Each level had one in-person class every month. Even though we didn't get to see all the kids, especially in level 2, we have a lot of kids who are joining us from out of state and they live far away from the temples. So they couldn't make it to in-person sessions. But the kids who made it, Miss Lakmini and I really enjoyed working with them face to face. We did a lot of craft work, things that we cannot achieve through Zoom. Sometimes we had just one kid, 2 kids, but still the in-person sessions were very successful because that is something that as Dhamma school teachers, we think is very much beneficial to kids in learning Dhamma, And along with the in-person sessions, we managed to have online classes as well for the kids who joined remotely, especially for the kids who joined from out of state. Now, since I'm speaking about in-person session, I would like to make a kind request. I hope, just like we did this year, in 2023, that we will have at least one in-person session every month. If we do, please, I know how difficult it is to dedicate an entire Saturday afternoon for Dhamma school, but please do think about it twice. If you can, please bring your child to the in-person session. For the simple reason, I mean, we all know how easy it is to play soccer in the soccer field, right? So, yes, you do. So it is very much easier when the kids actually come into the temple and see, they sit in front of the Buddha statue and see how the rituals are carried out, what the monks do. and speaking to Hamudru. Those are important hands-on experience when learning Buddha's teaching and Dhamma, and it helps kids absorb Dhamma's richness. So please, if you can, please bring in your child when we have in-person sessions. It's a kind request. And now, this year, we have a big group of kids who are graduating to level 3. So Miss Lakmini and I, we want to say, not for the kids who are graduating, but all the kids in level 2, as I always say at the end of each session, that we are so proud of you. You are an awesome bunch. And when I say we have an awesome bunch, I must thank the parents. Thank you so much for sending your child to Dhamma school. When we say we have a great bunch of kids, you are their foundation. Thank you so much. So since you send these kids to Dhamma school, Miss Lakmini and I are blessed to work with these kids, which give us so much joy. So for the kids who are graduating onto level 3, we want to wish you all the very best. We are going to miss you, but you are going to go higher and higher with another awesome bunch of teachers. You're going to enjoy it. And we have another group who are joining us from level 1. We are so excited to meet you next year. And with the remaining kids in level 2, we are going to, I hope that we are going to have more in-person sessions. So we get to see you more. We like to see you more. We like to talk to you more. And having said that, thank you so much for being here. I want to wish each and every one of you a safe and a joyful holiday season, and happy and a peaceful 2023. I hope that the new year will encourage you to spend each and every day with mindfulness. That is our hope. Thank you so much. And now, we have a couple of kids who are going to represent level 2, and they're going to speak a few words. Our first student will be Rion Silva. You good?
Dear Venerable Panyasiri Swami Wanse, dear teachers, parents, and friends, my name is Rion Silva, and I'm in level 2. This year in level 2, we learned about many topics such as 5 precepts, Dhamma seeds, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upeka, Triple Gem, Buddha's life, and Jataka stories. I like learning about the 5 precepts because these precepts make sure we do the right things always and refrain from bad choices such as harming living beings, stealing, misusing 5 senses, lying, and intoxicating. I also find that after I started practicing loving kindness meditation, I started appreciating everyone around me more and being able to have a peace of mind even during troubling moments. I had an amazing year at Dhamma school, and before I go, I'd like to thank level 2 teachers, Miss Lakmini and Miss Sumedha, for teaching me Dhamma for the past 3 years and preparing me well for level 3. I wish everyone a wonderful holiday and happy new year. May you all be well.
Thank you, Rion. And now we have Neil Sable.
Hi everyone, my name is Neil. I was in level 2 and now I'm going to level 3. I'm also happy and sad at the same time because I have to miss my level 2 teachers. What I liked about Dhamma school was reading about the Jataka stories and Buddha stories. I learned about love, kindness, compassion, and respecting parents. And Buddha's 5 precepts. Thank you for letting me be part of this Dhamma school. I'm looking forward to learn more.
Thank you, Neil. Now I would like to invite Mr. Richard to conduct a session for level 3.
It is very lovely to be here with everybody in person. I'm also very much so looking forward to the opportunity to do more of that this coming year, at least once a month. And I echo the request, please bring your children to Dhamma school. Let them participate in the in-person experience. Thank you, Bantes. Thank you to the teachers, administration, and the volunteers that helped to bring this community together. This moment is being created by us right now. Our experience is everybody showing up. The sharing of wisdom, the learning, the modeling of behavior that leads us towards purification of our lives and real actual change towards the wisdom the Buddha shared with us. What I'd like to do is just thank the level 3 students. This year, we did an excellent job. Many students came and they learned about threefold foundation here of the Buddha's path. So Sila, Samadhi, and Panya. We built on that by investigating the 10 paramis. And the students did that by looking at literature like the Jataka tales, identifying where the paramis happened, talking about it, discussing with one another in small groups, sharing as a group. We learned from the teachings. We also practiced. And the practice would be formal with meditation and also informal through the course of living. We did metta, the breath, and the body scan. And it was wonderful when the students came in and they guided the meditations. So parents, you were familiar, hopefully, that the students practiced with you at home, and thank you for doing that. And I encourage you to continue allowing them to practice guiding meditations. It's awesome to see them do it. So level 3s, it's been wonderful to work with you this year. You've done an excellent job. It was very nice to start using Google Classroom. And I want to encourage you to continue to do your online tracking of meditating to help encourage you to keep that habit going in life. Upcoming level 2s coming to level 3, I'm really looking forward to working with you. And level 3 still will go to level 4. You're in very good hands. And I'll miss you, but you're going to an excellent next step with Mr. Chaminda. So in addition to that, I do want to encourage the community a little bit. And following up here on the turtle. Remember the turtle? So I was like, how big would a turtle's head actually be? So I thought maybe about the size of my fist could be a big turtle's head or a small tortoise head. So I thought it's approximately right. And just now I was out there at the desk and I asked the librarian if she could help me measure. Because as some of you may know, I also teach mathematics in middle school. So it was about 3 inches by 3.5, and that's a little bit close to 12 square inches in surface area. That's how much space it would take to cover my hand. Now, with that in mind, there is a sutta that we have from the Pali Canon where the Buddha is speaking about this turtle. And I think it might be nice for us to hear that right now. So, bhikkhus, that's the Buddha speaking to the practitioners. Suppose a man would throw a yoke, that's going to be a ring, with a single hole into the great ocean, and there was a blind turtle which would come to the surface once every 100 years. What do you think, bhikkhus? Would that blind turtle coming to the surface once every 100 years insert its neck into that yoke with a single hole? Well, the surface of the ocean on Earth, I had to look this up, is 139 million miles squared. 139 million miles squared. If we convert that to feet and inches, and then we divide it by that surface area of a turtle's head, the chances that it would randomly arise up into that, and I had to look up how to even say this, is 1 in 8 quintillion, 501 quadrillion, 240 trillion. That's the chance of a turtle's head coming up and fitting perfectly into a yoke. And remember, that has to happen on the occasion of once in 100 years, and this turtle is blind. If it would ever do so, Venerable Sir, it would be only after a very long time. Okay, once every 100 years, they have that much of a shot of it happening? Sooner. I say, would that blind turtle coming to the surface once every 100 years insert its neck into that yolk with a single hole, then the fool who has gone once to the netherworld would regain the human state. For what reason? Because here, bhikkhus, there is no conduct guided by the Dhamma, no righteous conduct, no wholesome activity, no meritorious activity. Here, there prevails bad things, basically, because I don't want to take too much time on this. And finally, an encouragement, bhikkhus, exertion should be made to understand these teachings. Well, here we are in a meritorious place, able to do wholesome deeds, not in an unpreferable destination. Having gotten that lottery ticket, which coincidentally, I looked up the Powerball jackpot probability is 1 in 292 million. That's extremely small. We've all already won an unbelievable chance to be able to use this life wisely. So, I do want us to remember that. If you find yourself struggling, if you find yourself feeling dejected, remember the precious blessing of being here now, the opportunity that you have, and how rare it is, especially to be amongst one another during a Buddhasasana. So, lastly, I said to us online a little story from the Buddha when he was still an unenlightened bodhisattva, which is really cool to be able to think, hey, this Buddha that we speak of and discuss the teachings from was an unenlightened person, like I'm assuming all of us, or most of us perhaps. And what did he do to actually take that lottery ticket, walk it down, and cash it in? Because if we're holding it, what are you going to do with it? What will you do with your life? Well, we talked, if you recall, about two kinds of thought. And here was the Buddha saying, bhikkhus, before my enlightenment, while I was still only an unenlightened bodhisattva, it occurred to me, suppose that I divide my thoughts into two classes. He sets his thoughts into two classes, those that are wholesome, those that are unwholesome. And like we did in level 3, informal practice included using the right efforts. In this sutta, and I'm not going to read this one, Majjhima Nikaya, two kinds of thought, the Buddha goes through many things that ultimately what he does is recognize with mindfulness are happening now. And he abides to reject them, the right effort of abandoning them when they are not onward leading to his enlightenment. And he would preserve them when they are. So everybody, I'm going to ask you real quick to settle the body just one moment. Close your eyes. And check in with yourself. So what is the content of your experience? That's the question. At every moment of your life, you can always check in and say, what is the content of the experience? Mindfulness clarifies that for you. And then, is this leading me onward? Is this leading me astray? If it's leading you onward, preserve it, cultivate it. If it's leading you astray, abandon it. Prevent it from arising. Okay, thank you all very much for that. And I also would like now to have the level 3s come up, a couple of them, and talk to you too. So could we please welcome Winati Kalapata.
Ayubowan, Diatero teachers, parents, and friends. I'm Viniti Kalapata, a level 3 Dhamma student. First of all, on behalf of my fellow classmates, I'd like to thank our teacher, Mr. Richard, for teaching and guiding us this year. In level 3, we got to learn a lot about breathing meditation and different ways to do it, such as focusing on each part of our body from head to toe. Along the way, we read and discussed about some inspirational stories about the Buddha's life. And most importantly, we learned about bad habits and how to overcome them with right efforts. Finally, I would like to say the movie night was really fun. It was such a nice experience to get together after so long. And once again, I'd like to thank our teacher, Mr. Richard, and Hamaduru. Wish you all a happy holiday and a great new year. Teruan Saranai.
Thank you very much, Winity. And next, we have Nalini Fisher.
Greetings, Bhante, Dhamma school teachers, parents, and friends. My name is Nalini Fisher, and I'm in level 3 of Dhamma school. Dhamma school is important and helpful to my life. Mr. Richard has taught us many teachings of the Buddha, such as the Four Noble Truths, the Eightfold Path, and the Four Right Efforts. We also learned more about the 5 precepts and why each of them is important to practice. The most fun lessons this year were listening to the Jakarta tales, like the story of, and my favorite one is the story of the Golden Swan. It was also fun learning about Bhante's childhood and journey to become a monk when I visited the temple. Bhante also taught us walking meditation. The most valuable thing I learned this year in Dhamma school was learning different types of meditation. I find meditating hard, but using the meditation journal log is helpful. It motivates me more to meditate at home. I also find that meditating at home makes me a calmer person. Thank you for listening. I look forward to next year's Dhamma school. Hope you have a fun winter vacation.
Very nice job, students. Before I invite the next person up, I do also want to remember to thank Ms. Anuja De Silva, who was a co-teacher to the students during the year, taught them, helped them with chanting, and also taught lessons, who isn't here at the moment. And one other little point with the turtle in the ring, those probabilities are from coming up to the human realm, up to the human realm. Now that we're here, you have better chances to continue forward, but it's a nice reminder of where we might come from. Okay, next up on the list is a speech on behalf of parents from Durga Manawa Singha.
Good afternoon, Hamdurane, teachers, parents, and kids. So I'm here on behalf of the parents to say thank you to our wonderful teachers who's done a great service to teach our little kids to be good people. I'm trying to speak so that the kids can understand, because most of who are here are kids, right? So our teachers, they spend a lot of time preparing lessons, and they come on their holiday to teach you, right, kids? I hope you hear me, right? and sometimes you have hundreds of questions. I've heard them, and these teachers answer them. They patiently answer you. Right? So I'm here to say thank you on behalf of our parents, to our teachers, the administrative task, and our Hamduro, and everyone who's behind the scenes, who's doing a great service, trying to teach you to be a good person. So since I'm here, and I think everyone can hear me, Minuda and level 1 kids. So I've heard this question. Do I need to go to Dhamma school? Is it very important? So I believe it's something really important. And I think all the parents think that too. That's why you are here. So why is it important? You go to school too, right? You learn a lot of things in school. But Dhamma school is there to teach you to become a good person. Okay? That's their focus. That's really, really important, I think. And the parents think too. So how do they teach you to be a good person? So they teach you to be kind to other people, not to steal, not to say a lie, to be good to the environment, to be good to the animals, right? Everybody? Yeah? So that's where you learn that. And sometimes you say, learning Dhamma, the Gatha are very hard because it's in Sadhu language, right? But if you spend a little time trying to learn those Gathas, and the teachers, they teach you the Gatha as well as the meaning of the Gathas, right? So when you chant it, when you learn it, when you chant it, think of the meaning that always gives you a good meaning. And also that sound of that Gatha is very soothing to you, right? Think of the Gatha with the meaning, that's important. And then you learn about meditation. I don't have to tell you how important meditation is, right? And even and another important thing, you learn about Buddha. Why do you learn about Buddha? That's the great person who spent his entire life trying to help people, us, not even the people who were present during that time, until the end of time. So we are going to say thank you, to pay our gratitude. So that's why we learn about Buddha. So kids, you hear me, right? Every one of you? So that's why you have to come to Dhamma school and learn all these things, right? So that's for the little kids. And for the big kids, you're already, you're kind of doing a social service, because you are setting an example for the little ones that even though you are older and know a lot of things, you are still humble enough. There's more things to learn, right? So I hope that every one of you go up until level 5 and learn everything that they teach, these great teachers and sadhu, and learn everything that they teach you and become exemplary citizens, right? So and I'm here to say thank you to everyone who made this possible. Hamuduru and our teachers on behalf of the parents. So thank you with all our heart for what you do.
Thank you very much, Ms. Mano Singha, for that great speech and encouraging our students to continue attend the Dhamma school and showing the importance of that. With that, I would like to hand over to Ms. Joyce for the level 5.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here with the students, with the teachers, with the staff, with Venerable Bhante. I think that we're kind of touching on the same thing, the previous speaker, and that is, why are you here? As you get older, it can become a little difficult to say to yourself, oh good, I have a Dhamma class today. But I do appreciate the fact that you are here. You are giving us the gift of your time. The choice you made when you set out from home may not have been easy. Things can be hectic at this time of year. The weather is certainly unpredictable for parents who are driving you. But your gift of time is an act of generosity, and it benefits the whole community, indeed, the whole world. I started to think about this last week when I was babysitting my 14-month-old grandson. His name is Luca, and I was pretty exhausted, and I definitely appreciated my son and daughter more than ever before. But when it came time to look at him and to watch him, he taught me a lot. For example, Luca loves to play at my kitchen sink. He comes up to me and he raises his hands above his head and he wants to be lifted. I know the game. I pull his pant legs up, I roll up his shirt sleeves, and I turn on the water. He puts his hand under the faucet in such amazement. He's thinking, I guess, how does that rod of water break apart? How does it go all over the wall and end up all over us? He moves the lever. The water is warmer or colder. It leaves a trickle or a gush, and he squeals in delight. I use the kitchen sink every day, but I never noticed any of these fine points until I watched Luca play in the water. Now I see water in a very deep way. Like the story of Luca, when your child is attending Dhamma class, the same thing is happening. Yes, they come to level 5 or level 4, they know how to meditate. They know most of the Buddha Vandana. They've heard many stories of the Buddha. Why continue to come? I think it's because now that they're older and they have the basics in their mind, they are free to move into the subject in a much deeper way. We give very little homework to the high school students, but we do ask them to carry what we are discussing into their daily lives, because now that they're older and more experienced, they can use what we talk about in class the way a scientist uses his observations and data to help form new theories and reach new conclusions. They can have an opportunity to perform the greatest of all experiments. By using the Buddhist message and observing it more deeply in their lives, they become both the experimenter and the experiment. Again, thank you to everyone, especially to you parents, who give up so much of your time so that your students can attend. I would also like to thank the class that I had, which was a fabulous class this year, and especially to 2 students who will be leaving us. They will have gone through all of the level 5 Dhamma classes, Lahan and Mithru. You're both excellent students. We have enjoyed having you, and we will miss you greatly. Thank you for the generous gift of your time. And now, I would like to introduce Lahan. No? Up yet. Oops, not yet. Okay.
Yeah. You have a few more minutes to graduate, Lahan, so be patient. Thank you, Ms. Joyce. So I think we had great speeches. Now I think we are at the most important part of our session today. So we are going to have the certificate ceremony. And to give a little background to how we do it, I would like to invite Ms. Lakmini Prematilak to give that information and then start the certificate ceremony.
Thank you, Chaminda. Good afternoon, everyone. Venerable Panyasiri, Venerable Sirisomana, fellow teachers, parents, and students. So my task is to give you an explanation of what you will get today. Here's a question. who is here today for the first time getting a certificate? Show of hands. Who is here who have never gotten a certificate from Dhamma school? Ooh, we have a few, huh? So you wouldn't know what you're getting, right? Do you want to know what you're getting? Yes, it would be nice to know, right? Okay, so each of you are going to get a certificate, a report card, and the best thing is the gift, right? Okay, so I'm going to talk very briefly about how we do the certificates, and more importantly, why we do it. So when we first started Dhamma school in this way, we did not have stars on our certificate. We had like a little seal. Why the stars? What does it mean? So a gold star means for any student who has come to Dhamma school for 70% of the time or more. All right? And a silver star means any student who has come to Dhamma school for 50% of the time up to 70%. And then we also have certificates for kids who have come to Dhamma school at least 20% of the time to 50%. So that means most of you are getting certificates, right? All right, so that's how we do it. The more important thing is why we do it this way. So going back to 2016, that's a long time for some people here, right? So going back to 2016, when we structured the Dhamma school, we wanted to show appreciation and acknowledge the effort of each individual student. Dhamma learning is kind of school learning where we learn a little bit of facts, a little bit of information, but it's vastly different in the goal, which is to learn the Dhamma, to comprehend Dhamma. Comprehension of Dhamma comes slowly, as we can all agree. The pace of learning is different for each student. How each student learns is also different. For the children, this can mean the amount of time they repeat something. I think some of the teachers and Durga mentioned this. We have to say it over and over. And then seeing things, interaction with peers and the Sangha. So these are all different ways that kids learn. So coming into class gives them all these opportunities. And this is why we wanted to encourage each student to come into class. Dhamma learning is not a competition. So these certificates are to recognize their effort this year and to feel a sense of pride in what they have achieved so far. And also to have a goal for next year, how to improve their individual selves. So students, when you see your certificates, you can feel proud of what you have achieved. What does it mean to have a gold star? What does it mean to have a silver star? What can you plan for next year? So gold stars, congratulations and keep up the good work. Silvers, good job and how about going for gold next year? And the merits, awesome job. And then next year, you can shoot for silver or gold, right? So we are going to start the presentations. If any of you have questions, concerns, and if you see something missing, please come to us after the ceremony. We'll sort that through. There is about 70-something certificates this year. That's a big amount. So, and then, so the level 1s and 2s, where are you? Okay, so when you get your certificates, right, you will get an envelope, and the report card is going to be inside the envelope. The certificate is going to be pinned to the front, and you can collect your gifts at that table. Levels 3, 4, and 5, where are you? The 5s are right there. I know they are not, So 3, 4, 5, your envelopes will have the report card and the gift inside, and the certificates outside pinned to you. All right, pinned to yours. Okay, so we are going to start. I think I'm going to move that way. All right, because we are first starting with can I have somebody to hand over the certificates? Just these ones. Okay, first, we are going to have a bunch of kids who achieved something really, really special. These are perfect attendance. That means every single class, they were there. All right, I'm going to start with level 1, perfect attendance, Mihika Singhara. Woo! Sadhu කියන්න පොතේ. Level 2, Kairavi Fisher. Rion Silva. Level 3, Nalini Fisher. And Tasha Karunaratna. All right, so I'm going to hand this over to level 1 teachers for the level 1 certificates.
Okay, we're going to start with the gold stars. Menuja Jai Singha. Onija Ranavira. Yuen Kelapata. Nikhil Muniappan. Now level 1 silver stars. Unel Manoratna. Chanut Tisera. Evin Patirana. Hesara Kulasinghe. Odin Castaneto. Kavit Padukka Vidana. Now I'm going to announce the acknowledgement of participation. Minuda Bandara. Thank you. Now we're going to announce the certifications for online students. Gold Stars, Kishen Disanayaka, Subhashi Disanayaka, Mahiru Palandage, Tehara Veerasinghe. Silver Stars, Sandasi Dasanayaka, Mihin Vitarana, Setuli Karunaratna. An acknowledgement of participation, Vihan Ratnayaka. Now I'm going to hand over to Ms. Lakmini for level 2 certifications.
Okay, level 2s. Gold Stars, Desandujaya Singha. Neil Sable. Ria Sable. Theoni de Souza. Okita Vijayaratna. Amaya Puakatia. Athena Dihe Senarat. Sean Amarasinghe. Devan Amarasinghe. Ruhen Veeratna. Siddharth Pereira. We are moving on to Silver Stars. Dinel Manoratna. Tiven Del Pagodege. Ayana Karunaratna. And Hassani Bandar. Acknowledgements, Arya Castaneto, Devin Ditisera, Ayan Hemaratna, and Dinuki Kalutantrige. Okay, these are the online gold stars. I would like everybody to be a little quiet so everybody can hear the names. Thank you. So I'm going to say the online or the outer state gold stars, the silvers, and the acknowledgements. Maybe we can hold the applause after the end of all the lists, okay? So online gold stars, Amaya Disanayaka, Nisal Johan Pereira, Chirat Ranasinghe, Rayani Veerasinghe. Silver stars, Vinuki Vimalasekara, and acknowledgements, Yalin Ranavira and Kaumini Vagoda Patiragi. Okay, level 3.
Okay, level 3. We'll start off with our gold stars. First, let's have Matuki Abelat come. Good job. Now, let's have Winati H. Kalapata. All right, and all students coming up, you're invited to take a picture when you arrive. So, next up, gold star as well, Oneli Wiraratana. Good job, Oneli. Picture? Yep, all level 3s, 4s, and 5s who are coming up, when you accept the certificate, you take a picture as well. All right, silver stars, level 3. Next up, Chanuli El Tissera. All right, Chanuli. And next we have silver star Kimaya de Tissera. Level 3 would also like to acknowledge Avan Hemaratana. We have Avan. And we also had online silver stars with Sehas M. Dasanayaka and Sanut Rupa Singha. Next is level 4.
Looks like our level 1 and 2 students already enjoying the gifts. So if you can be a little quiet, that will be helpful. So we can wrap up the certificate ceremony very soon. So I would like to call for level 4, the gold star, Sayumi Prematilaka. And we have 2 silver star students, Rasara Seniviratna and Nitin Muniappan. And we also have acknowledgement certifications for Nishalya Jayasundara and Venucha Kalutantri. Also, we have online gold stars for Kiara and Pereira, and silver stars for Hiruni Vithanage, and online acknowledgement participants for Jagani Vagada Patirage. Thank you. And I would like to call Miss Joyce for the level 5.
Level 5, we have Gold Star Sandali Premaratna. Nikit Vavlagala. Ranu Kabelat. Menuka Senasinghe. Sanidhi Vadutantri. Silver Stars, we have Nevin Jayasinghe. Krishanta Muniappan.
Yeah, so then you can invite
What? Can we all listen? We have 2 level 5 graduating students from Dhamma school this year. I would like to invite Lehan Dharmatilaka. You can do the speech now.
Good afternoon, Venerable Pandasiri Thero, dear parents and my dear friends. As I'm standing here today, graduating from the New England Buddhist Vihara Dhamma School, I recall my life here at the Dhamma School. I live in Connecticut, and my parents started bringing me here to the temple from 2012, every other Saturday to attend the Dhamma School. I'd say that at first it was not an easy journey, a 2-hour car ride both ways to attend the Dhamma School. But today I'm glad my parents put in the effort because I'm a better person, because I got to grow up learning and practicing the Dhamma. Back then it was a small Dhamma school with a few students. Once Venerable Pandasiri Thero became the resident monk of the temple, the Dhamma school became much more structured by introducing a syllabus, adding levels, and getting volunteer teachers. Learning and practicing the bases of Buddhism, the 5 precepts itself made me stay out of trouble. The meditation and other mindful techniques helping me to concentrate on my studies and other day-to-day activities. The volunteer events were organized by the Dhamma School, and the Vesa, Katina, Sinhala New Year, and other events enriched my social activities and taught me on my social responsibilities. What I've learned will help me for the rest of my life. Today, as I'm finishing my 10 years as a Dhamma School student, I'd like to pay my respect and gratitude to Venerable Pandasiri for bringing the Dhamma School to this level. Dear teachers and parents, thank you very much for your time and effort. Finally, all the younger students, I'm encouraging you to continue your Dhamma studies and attend the Dhamma school until you graduate. May you all be well and happy. Teruan Saranai.
We have Maitru Bandara graduating from Dhamma school as well.
Hamudurane, teachers, parents, and friends. My name is Metru Bandara, and I am graduating from level 5 in Dhamma school. So when I joined the Dhamma school, I was 7 years old. My first teacher in Dhamma school was Mrs. Mali. She was a great teacher, and our class was just a mix of all age groups. During my second year in level 3, we got a new textbook, and classes were divided according to ages. This textbook turned out to be very useful, and it was a great addition to our Dhamma school, and everything became more organized. In level 3 and my first year of level 4, we had a new teacher named Mr. Richard. He brought in a completely different approach to teaching Dhamma. He taught us stories about himself and his life, and how Dhamma can be used to help him and others in these stories. He taught us how the Dhamma can be used in our personal lives as well, by teaching us meditation and different ways of practicing it. I was very impressed by how good of a teacher he was, as he was new to the Dhamma school. In my second year of level 4, for a short time, we had Mr. Chaminda as our teacher. He had a very good knowledge about the Dhamma, and he was a great teacher, but unfortunately I had to miss Dhamma school for a couple of months due to school activities. Suddenly, about a month after I had started level 5, we were all struck by a pandemic, and for the rest of the year in 2020, we could not meet up in the Dhamma school. Panya Sri Amadro and our Dhamma school teachers and organizers tried to adapt to the situation, and our real schools had gone online, and our Dhamma school found a way to go online as well. We were introduced to the Google Classroom system. We used Zoom for our classes, and we still do to this day, because it gives an opportunity for our friends far away to join the Dhamma school. In level 5, for the first few years, Panya Sri Hamadro was our teacher. He taught us advanced parts of the Dhamma, and he went into great detail to make sure we understood every lesson he taught us. He would be able to answer any and every question we had about anything, not only just our lessons. He was a great mentor to us. Later on, a new teacher joined our class named Mrs. Joyce. She was probably one of the kindest and most patient people I've ever met. She seemed to understand how difficult online school was, and she was able to help us all out. She taught every lesson really well, and she showed us some of her real-life stories and how Dhamma can be applied to each of these situations. She shared Jataka stories with us, and she taught us the lessons that can be learned from each one. There are a lot more teachers and people helping us now, and I would like to thank all of them, and all of them for the knowledge that they've given us, and anyone I missed to mention, and helped in any way to make our Dhamma school what it is today. And finally, I would like to let everyone know, from the smaller kids to the older ones, we sometimes think that coming to Dhamma school is a hassle, but trust me, later on, it will help us a lot. What we learn in Dhamma school helps us become better people, and it helps us avoid having to suffer later on. Our teachers show us ways to respond to tough things in our lifetime, which can be used in our future. As kids, we may not see it now, but later on in the time ahead, we will all come to thank our parents and our teachers, and especially Panya Sri Amadro, for everything we learned at our Dhamma school. Thank you. Teruan Saranai.
Happy last day of Dhamma School for 2022. I'm Gayani Veeraratna from the administration staff. First of all, warm congratulations to Lehan and Metru for graduating from Dhamma School, and congratulations to their parents too for encouraging them to continue Dhamma School all these years. It is no easy task. Congratulations to other students as well for receiving their certificates and gifts. We had a very exciting year, which we experimented with quite a few new things at Dhamma School. We had little over 80 students this year with 20 plus out-of-state students. We have 10 volunteer staff members. We introduced hybrid learning model to Dhamma School to accommodate post-pandemic situation as well as to accommodate our out-of-state students. Our biggest milestone this year is transitioning to Google Classroom, which helped us streamline everything. A big thank you to Lasitya Hampath, who tirelessly worked on this initiative with Bante and the staff members. We introduced guest lecture series as well to open up students' thinking to other subjects as well and how they are connected to them. Sincere thank you to all our guest lecturers who shared their knowledge and time with us. We had a fun movie night to wrap up the year after the last class to give students a chance to socialize with their peers. We are so grateful for Dhaminda Ranasinghe and friends who helped us with the technology for the movie night and today. Our volunteer teachers and staff put a lot of effort under the guidance of Bante Panyasiri to bring Dhamma School to our children. A big thank you to Bante and teachers for their commitment to our students. I would like to thank Charu Vipari, who has been helping us behind the scenes. I would like to thank parents and students for being part of our Dhamma School community and helping and supporting each other grow. Finally, I wish you all more opportunities to practice Dhamma. May the Triple Gem bless you. Thanks.
Thank you, Gayani. With that, we are going to conclude our certificate ceremony and end of the Dhamma School year celebration today. There will be some gifts for the volunteer teachers will be handed over after this. And thanks for everyone who joined online attending this event as well. And we are going to have we are going to take few photos with all the students, staff, and our Venerable Panasiri and Venerable Siri Sumana. So please stay for that. Thank you, everyone, and have a nice evening.